Hello, friends. It's Matt with Always Tyrants doing the second lyric video from our album These Days for the song Nostalgic. And I hope this song makes you cry because if they cry, they buy. What's up? No, but seriously, when I actually sent the song to my mom, she called me right after she listened to it, and I could tell she had cried relatively hard. And that was kind of the reaction that I wanted to because I did want this song to touch people. And I hope that this song makes you feel a certain way. Um, it's a lot about childhood. I remember asking my brother-in-law once if he missed his childhood, and he said, "No, childhood's overrated." And I got to thinking about it, and I had a great childhood, and I do miss it, but there's a lot of boringness to being a kid that we kind of forget, and not as much freedom as you obviously have as an adult. And so, what are your thoughts on childhood? Comment that below. Is childhood overrated? Let's start talking about the lyrics to this song. So the song starts off. If I knew how far I'd go, I probably would have never left home. And if I knew how fast time flew, I probably would have spun out all alone. Our daddies left, gave work their best, and I left mama long ago. So, somewhat deep lyrics there, huh? Time does go by fast. I remember when I was a kid, when I was very little, there was an older kid that lived down the street uh, who was a skateboarder, and I so badly wanted to be his age. And I used to always talk about wanting to be his age. And I remember my mom saying, "Stop wishing that you were older and just enjoy how old you are right now." And it's very true. And another thing about time going by fast. What's the book with the little kid on the front who's got like the toilet paper, and it's like about the kid growing up, and the book's like extremely depressing, like probably one of the only books that could potentially make me cry if I read it right now. Where I don't know the name of it. I don't like the book because of how it makes me feel, but it's got the kid like sitting in the bathroom with toilet paper like rolled, and then the book ends with like his mom. Dude, it's about to choke me up right now, and his mom's curled up in him. I rem I remember in preschool, they read us that book, and it scared the heck out of me then. And I remember being sad in my room, and my mom was like, "What?" My mom was like, "What's wrong?" And I told her about the book, and she put me in her lap. Good lord, dude. And told me not to worry about. I'm crying in a Reptar shirt. Told me not to worry about that happening to them, and now you look back, and I'm in my mid 20s, and my parents are getting older and they're doing well, and you just think back to those moments, and it's like, man, I was 4 years old, and it's such a vivid memory. And so this what I'm doing right now is the exact reaction that when people listen to this song and especially watch the music video. This is the reaction that I'm trying to pull out of people because it's the reaction that I have. So, moving on with the song, when I sing, our daddies left, gave work their best, and our mama and I left mama long ago. Um, my dad worked hard when I was a kid, and he didn't miss that much. Luckily for me, but I know a lot of kids whose dads worked a lot, but they did miss a lot in their life. And I believe that truly affects kids. I think that there's a big myth, especially in America, that work really hard, make a lot of money, send your kids to good schools, send your kids to a good college, and everything's going to pay off well. And I'll tell you this: I've met a lot of poor men who were dads, and they didn't have anything when they passed away to give to their kids. And I have met a lot of rich men who put their kids through nice schools. And I'll tell you what: when I meet these rich kids, it's blatantly obvious that what they needed was their dad. So with me, I'll put my ambitions on hold now with my kids to be there for them. And if I have to make less money and take less opportunities to do so, that's what I'm going to do. Because it is so much more important to be with the kid. And I didn't believe that myself. I truly was hustling, wanted to make that money, wanted to put my kids through a good education. And I've realized that that's just not what it's about. And that's not what's best for your kids. So, for the chorus, courses slept through the Saturday morning cartoons, suffocate fireflies in June, and I'm feeling nostalgic. I know it might sound funny, but I miss the days when we all were running. I miss the truth and what it used to be. I'm gonna pause right there because this chorus is kind of long, and I guess that's maybe the pre-chorus you could say. Slept through the Saturday morning cartoons. Kind of a two for me. Number one, I literally always woke up too late to watch a lot of the cartoons that I really wanted to on Saturdays. But also, as we get older, we're going to sleep through those cartoons. Suffocate Fireflies in June. My birthday's in June. It's always my favorite month. And I always suffocated fireflies as a kid. Could never keep them alive. I know it might sound funny, but I miss the days when we all were running. Alec actually came up with that lyric, and I liked it because hide and go seek is my favorite game, and I wish that we as adults, I wish that it was socially acceptable for adults to run around their neighborhood playing hide and go seek because I miss that game. Next part of the chorus. Oh, and I can't turn back time, but if I could, I would, and I would stay 5. And I don't even try to think about the past because I'll cry in a Reptar shirt on camera. That last part's not part of the song, obviously, but I don't even try to think about the past because I'll cry. Hey, you saw what happened a minute ago. Yeah, we can't turn back time, but if I could go back to a time period, it'd be about the time where I was 4 or 5. And, my mom was my best friend. And I think about the adrenaline rush I would get when I think about stuff like Christmas and like that shock of extreme happiness and joy. And I've asked other adults, because I haven't really felt that since I was an adult. I've actually gotten it more the last couple years. But there was a good streak where, that extreme excitement, that feeling, that like adrenaline rush, it's like a lightning bolt of happiness that goes through you. Hopefully you had it as a kid. You don't get that as much as an adult. And, I miss that. But like I said, I'm starting to get that back here and there. So, and I'll definitely have it if this album works out. Hey, just kidding. Not all my hope is in this album, by the way. So next verse. The dreams I dreamt lent happiness. Now it's waiting for the check. We'd only be in major leagues. We'd bet $4 million apiece. We've been led astray by those we pay, and I wish I had another way. Those lyrics are very, they have a specific meaning to me. The dreams I dreamt lent happiness, now it's waiting for the check. True. How I got through high school, thinking about how much better everything was going to be once I was out of high school, and I made it in the music industry. And that stuff starts to not happen as quick as you want it to. And that's where it's waiting on the check. That's what that means. Is it's like, wow, I had all of my hope, all of my happiness stored in this ambition, and it's not coming through. Oh, now I'm gonna crash and burn. That's what a lot of people do. The next part of that, we'd only be in major leagues. We'd bet $4 million apiece. Very, very true. When I was a kid, I remember playing Monopoly with my best friend at the time, and my thing was that I always wanted to do music, but in grade school, I was really good at two-hand touch football, so I thought I was going to be in the NFL, and my best friend thought he was going to be in the MLB. So I remember us playing Monopoly once, and to keep the game going, because one of us had beat the other, we made a bet that when we were adults, whoever won would give the other one $4 million. And we meant that. We weren't joking. Like, we truly believed, like, all right, dude, you're gonna have to give me $4 million out of the millions we're gonna have when we grow up. So very specific. Rolling on, it rolls into the chorus. After that chorus, we do kind of a break where we sing, where I sing late at night. I turn out the lights, I lay down and go back in time. Now, here's a couple interesting things about this song. Number one, this song was recorded with drums. However, when we went back months later, we realized that the drums were so off, just for a few factors, that we actually could not use the drum track that we had. Zach wasn't with us the day that we figured this out. It was on our very last day of recording. And as we were listening to the song, we're like, actually, this song sounds kind of cool without the drums. Third part, we originally had a chorus right after that, but Dylan, our producer, thought that the song should end right there. We thought about it, we agreed, and we ended the song right there. It's a 5-minute song. If we hadn't done that, the song would probably be 6 or 7 minutes. So the song ends there. Now, when it fades out on the album, what we have there is a clip from myself and my mom when I was about 2 or 3. And we clipped it together to make it sound like one long clip, but it's actually multiple clips. And it's my mom and I singing. And with this music video, we got a lot of clips of us as kids. And like I said, I hope that this song brings out the fondness of, makes you remember some of your childhood. I wrote down somewhere once, I described it as it's about the sadness of having a happy childhood. And what I mean by that is I do agree that to a certain aspect childhood is overrated. And like I said, I had a great childhood. But there's so much to life, and unfortunately I think that we as adults, we set some of our goals too high, and we want to look at all of the memes today. All of the memes today are about missing childhood and how bad adulthood sucks. And I don't think that has to be true. We don't all have to be depressed. We don't all have to miss our childhood. We can have the good things to look forward to. Do I have the answers on how to do that? I think that really knowing who you are, finding the things that were consistent throughout your life, finding not where your passion is, but where your real purpose in life is, and pursuing that. That's a great way to have that. And surrounding yourself with good people, and having that self-esteem, and like I said, knowing who you are. I think that those are all things that can help contribute, so you're not sitting around sad all day thinking about your childhood. But being an adult can be tough, man. As I was living on my own and stuff, and all of my grandparents have passed away now, and you start to look back and you start to watch these people that were always there your whole life, and they start to get older. Some of them start to pass away. People get sick. People that you thought were untouchable, you start to realize that we can all get touched by fate there, and it's a really hard thing to cope with. But we got to keep going. One thing that I think about sometimes, and I don't even play video games that much, but I saw a kind of a dumb quote, but it said, "It's like life's like a video game. When it gets harder, it means you leveled up." And there have been times throughout my adulthood where I have had to cling to that, where I would look around and I would say, like, I'm not equipped to deal with this, and I would just tell myself I leveled up. So for everybody out there struggling with their adulthood and missing childhood and wanting to build a time machine to go back, you've leveled up. But you're at a level that you can handle. I promise you can handle this. So don't give up. Keep going. Thank you, guys. Please check out all of the album These Days. This song, once again, is nostalgic on our album These Days. Thank you.